You are now listening to Me, Myself, and Love, the podcast.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Me, Myself, and Love, the podcast. Yes, we are back and we are better, baby. Back and better. It's been so long since I've come here and I've, assumed position and sort of just had a chat with you guys. And honestly, I cannot even begin to express how much I have missed you, how much I have missed doing this, how much I've missed being here and chit-chatting. It feels very, 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 very good. And yeah, what's so crazy is, I don't know, today I've just had kind of a slower, more emotional day. My friends came over for the weekend from London and we just had so much fun that I think when they left yesterday, I just I crashed. When you I wouldn't know, but when people do drugs and then they don't have it and then they just crash, or a sugar crash or something like that. That's how I feel. I just woke up feeling very emo and distant from myself, and I was like, oh, you know what, let me just get up and shower and finally sit and record, because this makes me happy and I'm already feeling better. I'm so glad to be here. But anyway, story. Last time we spoke, I was in a completely different place in my life. Different stage, different location. I've had so many life changes that it wouldn't even make sense to just come back and start talking and not kind of chit chat through them. So, there's just so many exciting things coming. Okay, first of all, as you can probably notice, I'm on video now as well. So if you're listening to this, maybe on Apple, Spotify, wherever else you listen to this podcast, maybe check out the video too. It's going to be on YouTube. I just think it's a fun way. I was going to say a lot of different words right there, but I think it's a fun way for us to connect and, just be able to talk to each other more, because I really want this to be a community, a strong community going forward, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So definitely check this out on YouTube if you have not already. And also, the Love Club is up, it's active. There's an Instagram broadcast channel for the Love Club. There's also the Geneva group chat, which is the Love Club. My newsletter is also active. There have been so many changes, so everything is going to be in the link in the description. Click in, join in, let's talk, let's get this moving. Yeah, those are some of the changes, at least podcast wise. There's one other special little segment that I've decided to start, which is called Pre-Game, which is basically where if you have any questions at any time, there's a link. It's in my Instagram bio, and you can go there, drop your questions, and they'll be featured on a podcast episode. We'll really dive into it, and I'll give you answers or tips or whatever else it is that you're asking for. And this can be anything. It can be about your friends, your life, your relationships, your school, anything that I can be a resource for you for, I will gladly do that. So definitely check that out as well. But yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know, I'm just so happy to be recording. Life changes, they've been going strong. Last time I recorded, I was still living in New York with my roommate, who I love you if you're listening to this. I was living with her, just very, very lost, struggling with what do I want to do with my life? What am I doing tomorrow? Why do I feel kind of depressed? Just a whole lot of things going on mentally and physically. And not to say those things have completely disappeared, by the way. Like I said, I woke up this morning still very much in a slump, but I'm in a different place now. Physically and mentally, I would say. I moved to Los Angeles. I'm doing grad school. I've had to activate this whole new mindset and persona to sort of get through this new life that I'm living. So that has been quite exciting and also kind of challenging. So I'll probably do future episodes on navigating this stuff as well. But it's just different, change just happens and you kind of just have to roll with the tides, have to go with it and see where it takes you. And that is exactly what I'm doing right now. So yeah, it's all very exciting, all new content, all new vibes. And I know you guys will love it. So yeah, glad to be back again. And this is just my way of coming back to, I guess, do a little bit of reflection. Last time you heard my voice versus now, things have been different in my life. So I wouldn't be surprised if things have been also very different in your life because, we're constantly changing. But it's just another reminder that even if maybe things haven't changed that much and you're still feeling stuck, you're feeling like you're not making any progress, I just want you to call in a little bit of perspective to whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, right? Because I will never invalidate the fact that you might be feeling stuck, or maybe things are not the way that you necessarily want them to be in your life right now. But I also am a very huge advocate for looking backwards, because that's the only way that you can really understand your life. As much as we try to plan for the future and try to predict what's going to happen or have control over that, it's always likely that we just don't have that power. You know, there's a difference between setting goals and directing your future versus actually wanting to control every single step. And I just feel like it's better to look backwards and learn from the lessons that we've been through, learn from the things we have experienced and the people that we have dealt with, than trying to have such a stronghold on the future. And I find that a lot of the times when we do feel stuck, it's because we are trying so hard to control everything in our lives. We're trying so hard to control what our next job is going to be, what our next partner is going to be, what, you know, even if it's as small as down to like what the next thing we're going to wear is. Like, when we have such a strong hold on these things, it doesn't allow for life to flow. It doesn't allow for that flexibility that makes life interesting and that makes life feel easier. And that is something that I feel like is probably one of the biggest lessons I'm having to learn in my life as well, because I want to know what's happening. I want to be able to take X action and have Y results. Like, oh, okay, I woke up this morning and I made a TikTok video. I want to be able to see the results from that. Oh, did my followers go up? Did my views go up? Did I do XYZ? And at the end of the day, life just doesn't work like that. And it's just something that I've been reflecting on a lot lately, is that like when we try so hard to control each little step, it almost feels painful. Grip onto it, like the answers, there's no space and room for the answers to come to you. So what that might look like is maybe just saying, I'm just not going to stop thinking about this thing that's making me feel stuck. I'm going to stop thinking about this thing that's making me anxious. I'm going to just take a break. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't come up with solutions or you shouldn't be solution oriented. But at the end of the day, if this is something that you have been focusing so much on, you've invested time, attention, energy, and you still don't have a solution, babe, it's time to take a break. It's time to stop thinking about it. Do something that makes you happy. Do something else, even if maybe it might not necessarily make you that happy. Whether it's like go do your work or go to work, or I don't know, do something else. Because when you take a break from trying to solve something, the answer, I don't even understand how this works, but the answer will just come to you. Because we're not supposed to force too hard. We're not supposed to, you know? And I think I'm at a point and I'm at a stage where I'm tired of feeling the pain. I'm tired of feeling like I'm constantly learning and constantly healing and constantly trying to fix something in my life and constantly feeling stuck. And the only way to come out of feeling stuck is to act. Is to stop thinking, is to stop trying to control everything with your mind and with your thoughts, is to simply decide on what next you're going to do, whether it's as small as I'm going to wake up and get out of bed and just hop into the shower. It's as small as just deciding what your next step is going to be and simply doing it. Then you're not stuck anymore, because being stuck means you're not doing anything, and that's just the honest fact of life. But yeah, as much as it's like really tough and really tasking, and it's something that we definitely all go through, I just think it's important whenever you feel stuck, and if this is you right now, just give yourself some time. Like I said, reflection is the only way to actually understand why you had to be stuck in the first place. So give yourself some time. The answers will not always be right in front of you every time you look. Sometimes you just have to cater to what your needs are in every single moment. And then when you look back, you will understand the patterns and you will understand why you've had to go through everything that you've had to go through. So give yourself that time and space for the answers to come to you as well, because feeling stuck sucks. But the moment you try to understand why, or the moment you try to overly control, like I said earlier, the circumstances that happen in our lives. So it could just be a good practice to find that if you're holding on to something too hard, even if it's temporarily, try to let go. And the answers will come to you. I promise. Yeah, and another thing on top of that is try to just focus on things that make you happy, you know? Like, this is just taking me back to literally, what month is it now? A few months ago when I was still in New York, and I was really, really, really going through it, guys. Like, I was absolutely just sad and stressed and anxious and everything you can think of. But, you know, I decided, okay, for my birthday, I just want to be happy. I want to be surrounded by people that I love, that I know that this is like a very, very safe space for me. And I couldn't control the fact that I didn't know like where I was going to work next. I couldn't control my grad school applications. I couldn't control my housing situation. I couldn't control my bank account. I couldn't control my relationship. But at the end of the day, me deciding that I wanted to focus on my happiness and I wanted to focus on doing something that will make me feel happy on a day that's special, like my birthday, that made all the difference for me. Because I was like, okay, I can do this. I can plan to be with my friends. I can plan what I want to do. And I know that those things will make me happy. And they did. And even though that's kind of on a larger scale, I think in the day-to-day moments as well, I really, really tried to do little things that would make me happy. Step outside, go on a walk. Instead of ordering groceries, go outside and walk and order groceries. Working out, you know, speaking more with my friends over the phone. Just the smallest things, even as little as like just listening to my favorite music. Really, 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 really made a huge difference. And I just encourage you as well, give yourself that time for the answers to come to you. And while you're giving yourself that time, occupy your mind with things that make you happy, things that you care about, things that you're passionate about, even if it's on a small scale. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but as long as you know that this is something that can shift your mood and is something that you can control, then it's always a good idea to sort of get into that. And this is making me think of a book that I just recently downloaded. So it's called The Happiness Advantage by, I think, Sean Anchor or something like that. But I haven't read the whole thing, and it's also an audiobook, so I've been listening to it. But so far, the general gist and idea of this book is that success does not equal happiness. Happiness equals success. Like, when you feel happier, you are more likely to be successful, rather than waiting for yourself to be like thinking that you being successful is what is going to make you happy. So he kind of goes into this thing where he like speaks to students on Harvard's campus, and he's talking to them, and he speaks to people who feel very, very, very lucky and very privileged to be at Harvard, and very excited by all the opportunities that Harvard presents, and are just like happy to be there, you know. And as much as you would think everybody at Harvard is happy to be at Harvard, it's not the case. There's a lot of competition, there's a lot of struggle and a lot of things like that. But he speaks to people who are very grateful to be there, and they all find that they are more successful, whether it's at school or even in the long run, because they were happy to be there, because they felt that gratitude, because they felt those positive feelings in the first place, versus people who, you know, they're working their asses off, they're not sleeping, they're competing, there's all this tension, and they don't even feel that grateful to be where they are. Those are the people who tends to struggle. Those are the people who struggle to make community, struggle to keep up with XYZ, because in the first place, they are not coming from a state of gratitude. And obviously, this is not to say that people who are successful are not happy, or people that become successful cannot be happy. I don't think that's the point of what he's saying. And maybe I'll get into that later in the book. But I just thought it was very, 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 very interesting, because I've seen this play on a very micro scale in my own life, where on the days that I just feel very, very crappy and very it's really difficult for me to get anything done. It's difficult for me to feel good about myself. It's difficult for me to want to do my tasks and succeed at those tasks. It's difficult for me to put my energy into almost anything. And when I do put in that conscious effort to feel grateful and to start my day off in mindfulness and gratitude and just cultivate those good feelings within myself, oh my God, I can do anything. I can take over the world. Literally, it makes me want to do more and to show up more for myself. And I think on a very, very micro scale, that is what the happiness advantage is alluding to. And I'll probably tell you guys more about this book as I go along, but just wanted to share that a little bit. And if there's any way you can focus on bringing yourself joy and focus on things that can make you happy, that does a lot for you beyond just feeling happy. It does a lot. Once you are in a positive state, there's just so much more possibility that opens up to you, that can make you feel like you can do more. Yeah, and like I said, making yourself happy doesn't have to be anything crazy. Favorite music, favorite book, favorite food, favorite activity, whatever. Yeah, those are just some things that I feel like helped me from the last time we spoke till now, and things that I'm still implementing in my life, because obviously this is a constant work in progress, and we are trying to make this journey as fun and as fulfilling and as exciting as possible, and just understanding that challenges don't mean that you're not making progress. Challenges don't mean that you're going backwards. It's just the way that we react and we handle that and we move forward that matters. And yeah, I'm just, again, very excited, very happy to be back, very happy to be chatting, and I really hope you guys are all doing well as well. If you haven't already, join the Love Club, follow the Instagram, let's stay in touch, and just remember that you're good. You're good. Everything is going to be just fine. Now that I'm back, expect a new episode every week, every Wednesday. We're going to be here walking each other through this journey, so you are not alone, and good things are coming, always. I believe that. And I hope you do as well. So if you have made it to this point in the episode, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm so happy to be back. And I hope you're doing well wherever you are, having an amazing day. As always, thank you for sharing this space with me. And I'm happy to be back again. But I will see you next Wednesday for another episode of Me, Myself, and Love, the podcast. Look forward to it. We're going to do a free game segment, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.